Ed the Ace McCullough and his son Jason. They work together day in and day out, and they're the best of friends. Plus, we'll take a look inside a new manufacturing facility just down the road from us here in Reading. Every inch of this shop is dedicated to making clutches and clutch parts. Oh, and just in case you missed it yesterday, it's been a national record-setting weekend in Pro Stock Bike and in Pro Stock. All here at Maple Grove. NHRA Today is next.
So let's go.
NHRA Today, presented by Lucas Oil. And as you can see, the sun is shining on Maple Grove Raceway. And we haven't been able to say that too often over the last couple of weeks, but we're keeping our fingers crossed. That's Robert Hight. He's getting ready for first round of eliminations in Funny Car, coming off 2 wins in a row. And there is Tommy Johnson Jr.'s pit. And boy, that engine cranked some horsepower yesterday, taking him to the #1 spot. And Tony Pedregon still in the battle as far as wanting to play the role of spoiler and move up in the points. And there's Greg Anderson. Thought he had a national record in his hip pocket. That is until Greg Stanfield rolled into town. And hello again, everybody. Marty Reed alongside with Mike Dunn. We're not out in the pits where we normally are because the forecast was calling for 70% chance of rain. So we ducked inside like the cowards that we are. And guess what happens? The sun comes out. So that's great.
That's Murphy's Law, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think we'll be in here the rest of the day. Let's talk about Top Fuel because the championship, oh so close. 42 points now after qualifying, separating the top 3.
Yeah, and we always talk about the points battle after any. That's when the teams really start counting the points, and you got the top 3 in Top Fuel, like you said, within 40-some-odd points. Very, very close. Now, the national record could come into play, but on race day, you basically have to focus on just winning the race. You can't think about national records. The conditions are much better than they've been. We saw the tracks very fast, but if we have atmospheric conditions that are better, we have a shot that, you know, you race a racetrack, you get national record, it's just going to be a bonus for those teams.
Well, we talked about the fact we made our picks last week, and obviously later on the broadcast, we're going to show you who you selected, but your pick in Funny Car has come off 2 in a row, Robert Hight.
Yeah, I mean, and I like his chances. I mean, he's only qualified #7 here. You would think maybe he struggled a little bit in qualifying, but he went down the racetrack on all 3 of his runs. Crew Chief Jimmy Prock went for it in the last session. It looked like it just didn't make it to the finish line without hurting itself. So he's got a decent side of the ladder. I think if that car goes down the racetrack all day today, he's got a good chance to make it to the final round.
Well, there's some other racers that we want to keep our eyes on. Dave Reef, who are you got your sights set?
Well, Marty, today's the last opportunity for Dave Conley to remain a part of the Powerade Pro Stock Championship race. He enters the day 143 points behind Jason Line and missed a golden opportunity in Dallas when those guys went out early. And today, he needs to go some rounds. And he's got a great opportunity if he can get by Tommy Lee as an underqualified driver in the first round. Also, if Jason Line beats Larry Morgan in round 1. These two could match up in round number 2, and if Dave Conley should beat Jason Line, he's of course going to need to continue to go further and further because Greg Anderson's on the opposite side of the ladder. But the bottom line is Dave Conley needs to go rounds today or his championship fight is simply over. Gary?
Well, over on the pro motorcycle side, this could be a make-or-break day as far as 3-time defending champion or 3-time champion Angel Sampey is concerned. Over her career, 40 wins, 3 of them coming this season. Currently #3 in points, but she's now a full 5 rounds behind Andrew Hines, who sets the pace. Now, Angel, with only 3 races to go, needs to have a big day today, and she's certainly well on her way. Keep in mind, a qualifying mark yesterday, a national record, 6.93 seconds. If it holds up to the end of competition, it's worth 20 precious bonus points that could keep her title hopes alive. But there's no guarantee that she's going to be able to pocket that because there were 4 other qualifiers also in the 6s. Big day for the U.S. Army team and specifically Angel. Marty?
All right, thanks, Gary. You know, there's 2 other guys that we should keep our eyes on to play the role of spoiler, and they're getting very hot at the right time. One of them is Mike Ashley, coming off his big week last week at Dallas. He comes in here, and until the very end of it, he was the #1 qualifier. He laid down a new track record at 4.69 seconds at 330 miles an hour. And in Top Fuel, what do you say about Rod Fuller? The best 1-car team in the class. They're the only 1-car team in the top 5, and he is like right now riding a wave where he's consistently in the top half of the field, and it's the one car you don't want to run up against.
Yeah, Lee Beard really has that car running very well. Number 3 qualifier, right packed in there with Tony Schumacher, Doug Coletta, and Brandon Bernstein. He's one to watch.
Well, let's show you what happened in session 3. Remember, we got washed out as far as 4 qualifying sessions. This was a dandy. Tony Schumacher left lane, Doug Coletta in the right lane.
Just a great pass, great side-by-side race, but how about Tony Schumacher with that 4:44 lap time? Doug Coletta right behind with a 4:48.
All right, let's take a look at our top fuel ladder. You can see that Tony Schumacher has the Byron. More on that in a moment, but there's Brandon Bernstein, possible semifinal matchup.
Yeah, this should be a great side of the ladder. On the other side of the ladder, we got some good matchups also. Larry Dixon going against Melanie Troxel on the bottom there. That'll be a great race.
And as we get ready, let's take it over to Dave Reef. He is with Brandon Bernstein.
And Marty, over the last 4 races, Brandon Bernstein and his Budweiser Top Fuel team have won 13 rounds of racing. That's more than anybody in the class over the last 4, and that's the reason you're very much a part of this Top Fuel Points Championship. We were talking about the things that must be going on inside of your head, but also about the support you must get from a guy like Kenny Bernstein, your dad.
Well, it's been great, and it is tough right now. Obviously with this championship hunt, you got to get your mindset on the mind that you got to go round by round. And as far as Tim Richards and my dad and Kim, they've been great about that, trying to keep me grounded and just kind of say, hey, just do it round by round and make sure you're focused in on going by rounds.
Tim has made some adjustments to this race car. You are suddenly starting to drive like a man possessed. Talk about the confidence that this team has right now and how it's going to play out here over the last 4 races.
Well, like you said before, we've had a lot of good runs this last few races, and we do have a lot of confidence, and I think that helps as a driver and obviously as a crew chief. He's tuning this car magnificently right now, and I'm just trying to drive the best that I can drive, and hopefully we've got something down the stretch.
How did you spend your Saturday night last night preparing for today?
Well, we actually went to the PBR and saw my buddy Ross Coleman, the Bud Light bull riding guy, so it was a lot of fun. We took the whole team, and we had a good time.
We're going to strap him in his Bronco in a little bit. The number 4 qualifier will race David Baca coming up later today in Top Fuel round number 1.
All right, let's take a look at the top picks. And you know what? I should correct myself. Brandon Bernstein, also a single-car team. We sometimes forget about that fact. But right there, you can see that the fans are liking Brandon's chances. 38% picked Brandon, 33% Tony, and Doug Coletta just can't get any respect. None of us picked him to win. None of the fans, well, 29% of the fans are picking him to win. And if he snaps out of this streak where he seems to fade at the end of the season, he'll prove us all wrong. Time now for this week's Fram Pit Report. Let's check in with Gary Gerald.
And Marty, Diane from Greenville, Pennsylvania asks this week, I know after the cars qualify, they're set on the ladder, but how is it decided which pairs run first, second, etc.? And what about in subsequent rounds? Well, our answer man today, Gary Densham.
Run order on race day is pretty much determined on how you qualified during the qualifying day. Number 1 qualifier gets their pick. They can pick either to run first or last. In other words, 1 through 8. Number 2 has whatever's left over. Number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. Guess what? Number 8's only got one choice, and that's the pair that's left over after all the others have made their pick. Obviously, in Top Fuel, the higher qualified cars want to run towards the rear because they're the first cars down the racetrack, and they want to get an idea of how good the track's going to be on Sunday morning. So you'll typically see the higher qualified cars run towards the rear. In Funny Car, it's pretty much how they have how the track is, how they want to determine that day's operation, and some people have lucky numbers. You're going to see John Force, for instance, normally pick the 3rd spot if possible, just because that's lucky for him. But that's how it's all determined.
All right, thanks, Gary. You can always write to us at NHRA@ESPN.com. And when we come back, we'll talk to Angelle Sampey about her record-setting day. Let's talk to him. Dave Reef is there.
And Marty, this is the Skoal body that was atop his flopper when he went 4.693 seconds in a car that Mike Green actually backed down heading into that run, so it could have been even better. But we know you've got a good race car heading in today. That gives us a chance to reflect about a certain event here held back 1999. You probably remember it. You won.
Yeah, it was a great day. Driving for Joe Gibbs in the Interstate Battery Funny Car, and to get my first Funny Car victory, it kind of took the load off. It was a great team, and glad to get them that win and come back here and end up number 1 this weekend. Kind of bring back some old memories.
I said it. Your crew said it. What'd we say?
Well, that's it. Now you're a Funny Car driver, so hopefully we can compound on that today.
Now he'll go out and try to get his 8th win from the number 1 qualifying spot. He'll race Jim Head in round number 1.
All right, thanks, Dave. Let's take a look at the points in Funny Car, and you can see it is a 3-car race, and it is Capps now leading John Force by 39 after qualifying, Robert Hight by 94, and then on down through the top 10. Now, let's talk about the fans' picks and their predictions following the points. The viewers like Ron Capps by 45%, John Force 35%, and your pick 20% for Robert Hight.
Fans are probably smarter than me, Mark.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a hot race car right now. Hey, most NHRA fans know Ed the Ace McCullough. Fewer, however, are aware his son Jason is also a key member of Tony Schumacher's Top Fuel team and has been around drag racing since he was in diapers. In this week's Harley-Davidson Quarter-Mile Profile, a conversation with the McCulloughs, the family that races together and definitely stays together.
I grew up in a crew cab, watching the Perdomes, the McEwens. I watched, I've been a drag racer since I could remember.
We had a little walker, and we'd tie it to the fifth wheel, and one day he was missing. And we followed the rope, and he was down in McEwen. Here he comes McEwen with him in his little walker. So he started out really, really young.
When my dad first started working for Larry Minor, I was probably 14, 15 maybe, and I was the cleanup guy. I was the low man on the totem pole. Anybody that wanted something clean, they knew my name.
He's worked his way through, and he's gone through every aspect of it, and on to where he is today. So he's earned everything that he's got.
Today, Jason is Alan Johnson's right-hand man on two-time defending Top Fuel champion Tony Schumacher's car. Even though Ace and Jason don't work on the same car, they still work closely together at Schumacher Racing.
That's what kids are for, I guess, huh? We love them.
Our offices at the shop are right next door to each other. We're pitted at the racetrack right next to each other. We stay in the same hotels. I'm very fortunate in the sense that he is my father. I don't call him Dad. I call him Ace. He's my friend. He's always been my friend. And there's nothing in the world that I would ever be ashamed or embarrassed or feel stupid to ask him. And I'm very fortunate in the sense to have that relationship with my dad a lot of people don't have.
It's not father and son, it's buddy and buddy.
Jason is extremely devoted. When there's really things to be done, it doesn't matter what time it is, what day it is, he's there getting it done. I'm so proud of Jason that I can't even express how it is.
One thing Jason has that his father doesn't, a championship.
Won the first championship in '92 at the Cruise Pentagon, and then 04 and 05 won with Tony Schumacher. I give everything up for him to win a championship, win a ring.
A race team is only as good as its people. And so with saying that, him being on the teams that he's been on and the championships that he's won or been involved in winning, I couldn't be more proud.
When Jason does decide to become a crew chief, would he still like to have his friend and dad by his side?
Absolutely, absolutely. When the day comes, if the day comes, that's exactly how I would do it. He's not retiring. I won't let him. He's got to teach me a couple of years at least.
No doubt it would be a dream come true for Ace and Jason to take home championships this season with their respective teams.
When we come back, we'll take you to one of the great drag strips in Division 5, Grove Creek Raceway, where they love drag racing and they love me. I know. I got top billing. And they spelled my name right. It's always a good thing.
NHRA Today is presented by Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive. And in part by the FramBoost Air Intake System. Performance speaks for itself at framboost.com. And Motel 6. For the lowest price of any national chain, call 1-800-4-MOTEL-6.
And back here, we want to remind you, don't forget, final action tonight, 7 to 10 Eastern on ESPN2. 3 hours of coverage of the Toyo Tires Nationals right here from Maple Grove. Time now for this week's Lucas Oil Sportsman Spotlight. And today, our own Bob Fry heads to Grove Creek, Minnesota. Big-time action on a small 8-mile track.
With all the excitement surrounding NHRA national events, we sometimes lose sight of the fact that the backbone of the organization really are the hundreds of small tracks located around the country. Tracks that run great weekly programs and cater to their local racers. Case in point, Grove Creek Raceway in Grove City, Minnesota. Population, 608. For the last 10 years, Rick Austin has run this facility. And Rick, you've done a marvelous job to turn this into one of the great 8th mile tracks in the country.
Thank you, Bob. We've really enjoyed owning the track here and putting on a program for the racers around here and loyal racers around here. People that have really strived to support our little track here.
They said you've been an NHRA track for about the last 4 years, and making that move was one of the best business decisions you've made.
I think so. The NHRA has really been beneficial to Grove Creek. All of the programs that they have for us have really kind of brought us up to the next level, I would say, compared to where we were when we were an independent track.
Now, talking about going to the next level, you almost closed the deal at the bracket finals last year. This time, the guys are going to that Summit ET thing with one goal in mind.
Right, we're trying to win the whole thing. Last year, we runnered up against at Brainerd, and we runnered up to Brainerd, and the guys have their goals set to knock them off this year.
We come here in '98, about a year after Rick had owned the place, and started out with about 40, 50 cars, and look at it today. And myself and my daughter both went to the ET finals last year.
That'd be great. The team came so close to winning it all last year. Wouldn't it be neat to go down to the peak and come back with a trophy?
Yes, it would, and I believe the team that Grove Creek has can do it.
Now, running here for this 8th mile track, you guys have gone up against the big tracks of the Summit ET finals. What would it be like for you as the points leader to go down there and win that thing this year?
That would be my ultimate dream, I guess, is to win down at Topeka and go to Pomona.
The racers here are really serious about going down to Topeka and winning that Summit ET Series for Division 5 this year. And under the direction of Rick Austin, they just might do that. And who knows, they could come back to a ticker tape parade in beautiful downtown Grove City, Minnesota.
Great story. Thanks, Bob. We're almost out of time, but I know you want to talk about Tony Schumacher.
Well, you know, with the Byron, we talked about going for the national record. He's got that single, so basically, if Alan Johnson figures that lane choice isn't an issue, I think he's going to go for it, and that's going to be fun to watch, even though it is a single.
And you're going to be able to see it all at 7 o'clock Eastern tonight. That's going to do it for us as Tommy Johnson gets ready for the warm-up. As you see, there will be at 7 p.m. right here on ESPN2. Up next, more drag racing. The Lucas Oil Sportsman Series from the Texas Motorplex just last week at Dallas. That's going to do it for us. This has been a presentation of ESPN. The on NBC.